Hello, Professor Javadi. Um, Good evening, Professor Javadi.
Class, hello. Do you hear me?
Hi, Professor.
Hello. I hear you. Do you hear me too?
Yeah, we do.
Okay, questions from the class?
Hello, Professor Javadi.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, Professor. Thanks for asking. Professor, I had a doubt regarding syllabus quiz that Eric highlighted. Yeah, I got my third question wrong. I clicked
Oh,
on prize, yeah. So I was wondering if I could get points for that.
sure. Actually, I went to correct that. Something happened
Okay.
and I didn't do it today, but I will do that.
Thank you, Professor.
I
Yeah,
fixed the problem with the lab one,
yeah.
and I
Okay.
posted the grades for your mini assignment one.
Okay.
I went to regrade quiz, but something happened. I stopped doing it. I will do that, I promise.
Oh, okay, Professor Javadi. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Other questions from the class? No? Everybody's working hard? Yes? Or trying to work hard? Or trying to pretend they're working hard? No, I think everybody is working hard by the meetings that I have had. I know that everybody is working hard and it's really good. Today I'm going to talk about requirements and the type of requirements. I'm going to introduce activity diagrams and their counterparts, a system sequence diagram, And then I will ask you to practice doing that in class, and I have a work for you to do at home till Sunday at midnight and submit. One thing that you want to do, if you don't want to get pictures of your diagrams and send them to me, I have to show you how to share the project itself. So we can look at that, or if you're okay with just sending the pictures, that works for me too. Any questions about use cases and what we did last time? No? I know some of you have emailed me about the one-on-one. I responded to one of those emails, not to all of them. Somehow I missed that. If you send emails to my Gmail account, I don't lose them. But in my email, like maybe they arrive when I'm in class, and by the time I get to my email inbox, there's so many emails after them that I lose them. So for faster response, please use my Gmail. And I have office hours 2 to 3 p.m. tomorrow. So if you wanted to do your one-on-one, then that's great. Also, just giving you a heads up, we're gonna have an IoT project for the class. So I have Arduino kits in my office. If some of you want to pick up early and start playing with Arduino, that's an option. But we're gonna do simple things with the board itself. Our purpose is to connect it to the cloud and get information displayed or shown somewhere else. But that's something that we can think about if you wanted to pick Arduino packs and start playing with the board now that you have more time during the semester. So we'll talk about that. So this is requirements gathering review, also activity diagram, which is going to be process modeling. Any questions before we get into the topic? No? So as always, we're gonna make sure the lectures are not too long so you get to explore and play and get feedback on your work. Okay, let me have my own version up here. This is today. I don't know why I tell Thursday. So you don't even have Thursday. So we have the activity diagram lab today. You do a simple version of Wolfram use cases that you have identified, and then you're going to work on a bigger example by Sunday at midnight. So we want to talk about functional and non-functional requirements that we started discussing, and we're going to talk about process modeling. So we talked about this last time. So we call this acronym FERPS Plus. Let's look at this. Functional is what supports your business. So those business rules like open an account, add payment method, redeem gift card, or connect device, or connect to database. Some of those features that you're providing to different groups of actors who interact with your system. But non-functional, which is FERPS plus URPS plus, are the way you're going to deliver those features. So some of them you're able to do faster, some of them you're able to do more secure. What is there, what is it, at what level you're providing those features depends on so many things. But those are also areas that you want to identify for research, for discovery during analysis phase, and many of them have implications for your design. So this is a part, non-functional requirements is a part that it starts in analysis phase but cannot end, because there will be some standards that you may be following. Those will have impact on the level of security or performance or the type of implementation that you are providing your features through. So usability is how the system is usable. Is it easy to use? Is it looking good aesthetically? Reliability is about how error tolerant your system is, how much you can trust the results you get from the system. Um, Performance is how fast you can do things. Security is security, and there are different methods of it depending on how deep you want to go. You can think about encryption methods or access rights. Um, then design constraints, how you would want to design the system. Are there any constraints that you may have to consider? Implementation, are there any specific languages that you have to do your implementations in? So in fact, the video that I'm asking you to watch as part of your lab 3, this is lab 3, yep, it's lab 3, is actually giving you a lot of different options. So which one of them you want to focus on, it's your choice. And this is the choice you will have till the end of the semester. So, but the choice you make will impose some constraint on the way that you're going to deliver features. Does that make sense? So is it an app? Is it a Google Sheet? Is it a web-based application outside the platform? Those are going to have implications for the way you will be delivering features. Interface is your interface with the outside world. Other systems that may need to talk to your systems, like a supplier who needs to get documentation from your system or provide documentation to your system or send codes or access reports that your system produces. Physical are about sizes of things and how they are done physically, in what locations, what aspects of the locations you will have to consider. And the support is how well you will be able to support anything related to the work after deployment of your system. So these are non-functional requirements. Some of you have seen that in your undergrad courses. This is the same idea. They define quality at which you deliver your features. For some of you with electronic engineering or a statistics background, this is completely new. So think about the work that we need to do as a bank or as Uber or as Grubhub or as Google IoT platform. Think about the work that we need to do. So these are the features we have to provide. We have to provide registering a device, yes? But how fast the registration is confirmed? How fast the registration is reflected on my account? What kind of protocols do I have to use to communicate with the system? Can I do it over Bluetooth? Should I use a specific communication method? So all those details about how you do things that you need to do as a business, as an organization, to provide services that you should, all those things around it are non-functional requirements. So an example I usually give in my classes is that I want to be able to deposit checks by taking their pictures. So if I take a picture of my check and it has 100 written on it, does the system read it 100, or does it read it, let's say my one is written in a way that it could be interpreted by an image processing tool as a 7? So that means the reliability is not that good. The models they're using is not good enough. Obviously, this is a model that has been in neural network image processing literature forever. letter recognition, number recognition has been a classic example. So I'm sure there are good models there. But let's say your bank didn't acquire the right model, and they are not giving you the reliability that you need, or they do it very slowly. So if you go to the bank, you deposit a check, it's just reflected on your account. If you do the picture, maybe they take 2 hours. Is that acceptable? Depends on the context and the service that you're providing. So the feature is there. How fast, how reliable, how secure that feature is, that's another question. And you will have to educate your stakeholders about these. You have to come up with acceptable ranges, and you have to decide what is it that you can offer to them at what price at the end. This is a question some of you may have seen before. I'm going to ask the question again because it just helps a little bit with placing the definitions that I just gave you. Um, think about verbs plus and tell me these questions belong to what category of requirements. So we had functional, usability, reliability, performance, security, design, constraints, implementation, interface, support, and one more. So if you want to take note of this, go ahead, take note of this. Physical, I missed physical. Let's do this quick exercise together. So just write them down on a piece of paper, and then I want you to map those questions that I have given you to the type of requirements that is there. All right, going to the questions that work on them for 5 minutes, and then I'll ask you to tell me what area they are trying to get at. Is it functional? If it's non-functional, which one of them it is? Is it usability, physical, implementation, or something else? 5 minutes. Okay, the first one, I'm going to ask Pranav. Go for the first one. It says, do the programmers need to adhere to standards? What kind of requirements are we
Oh,
talking?
this is a functional requirement, I think.
No, this is programming. It doesn't say what kind of features you want to deliver. It says programmers, do they have to use any standards?
Yes, I'm actually confused, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Did you say functional or non-functional?
I said functional, ma'am.
Non-functional?
Functional.
No, not functional. This is implementation.
Okay.
So functional is what you need to deliver as a feature. How you would do it as a designer, as a coder, that's non-functional. This is talking about people who code.
Okay.
And then you're going to say that they're going to follow a specific standard. You're putting an implementation, a non-functional constraint on the way the feature will be delivered. Kavita, go for the next one. Can we show the accuracy of the results? Or maybe I go to Aisha. I don't hear you, Kavita.
I thought it was functional, Professor.
No, you
Because it
see,
was.
so if giving some results is functional, how accurate the results are is reliability.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's okay. It's your first time. Some of you have seen this before. For some of you, it's the first time. Aisha, next one. Is it aesthetically acceptable?
I think, Professor, it is functional.
No, it's about look and feel.
Okay, then it is design constraints probably.
It's usability specifically.
Yeah.
Usability about how it looks.
Okay, so it's
Next one,
non-functional.
that's okay. Next one, what's the memory consumption? Matthew?
It would be a non-functional requirement because it basically depends on the performance.
Performance, yes, non-functional. What the customer wants, Daniel, what is that?
That one's functional.
Exactly, those are the features you want to deliver.
And it's non-programming.
Exactly, it's not about how, it's about what. So let's go to Shivani, next one. What other systems must this one interface with?
So this is physical, non-functional?
It's interface, non-functional.
Non-functional, yeah.
Yep.
Interface design constraints. Yeah.
Or this is specifically saying talking to other system, and we have interface, that is exactly that. See, interface is about data interchange and so on.
Format.
There could be some overlap between among different categories of non-functional. So if you have a justification, or if your thought process was completely in another direction, for some of these, there might be more than one correct answer. So Kelvin, next one. What other can it be monitored? Can it be monitored?
This basically is functional because maybe the business needs to do audit, so it's on the business side. So functional.
It's not functional because whatever you're doing, can it be monitored? So it could be, you could say monitoring things is related to security, or some of you may think this is related to support. So monitoring what the system does, you're going
Support.
into a direction of auditing. So that's more like a feature. If you want to get results, logs to audit, this is about system.
Okay.
So next one, Pranavi.
So, Professor, was it functional or was it support?
Support, or some of you may interpret this as security, depending on how you
Right.
see it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's support. Next one, must we be able to deploy to a machine no larger than this size.
I think it's non-functional, Professor.
What type of non-functional?
It may be implementation.
Physical.
Physical.
Let's talk about the size of the system.
Okay.
But you know, it could be it can have some something about implementation too. If you're thinking about the implementation will impact the kind of machine, so you could, the boundary is blurred here. And next one, do things like
Sorry,
IO devices or
Professor.
DBMS constrain how the software must be built? So Churchill, what do you think?
I think it's non-functional.
It's non-functional. What type of non-functional?
Yeah. Physical.
If it's physical, IO devices, how the software must be built. It's about design, but I see how you see the physical.
Okay.
So let's look at the summary of what my choices are. And there's some confusion. I think here, can it be monitored? Some of you may think this is more like security related. This is talking about IO devices. Some of you may think it's physical, but it's talking about building the software. So it's more design. So this is going to be one question on your exam. And I'm going to be asking you again and again during the semester. When you give me a feature, a use case, I'm going to ask you, is it functional or non-functional? Again, think about functional as things that people can do with your system. Think about non-functional, the quality at which you are delivering those features. How did you code them? How did you design them? How secure they are? This is the same feature. It could be very unsecure. It could be very secure, depending on your encryption method or other strategic security decisions that you've made. So it seems like the class is divided, still a little bit confused on what is what, but we're gonna practice these concepts again and again. So this is the first time you're seeing it. Don't get confused, you're gonna see it again. So we're going to change gears right now, go from requirements modeling to process modeling, showing the steps that are required by the user and the system, or the modules inside the system to complete the feature that is expected of the system. So this is an example of use of an activity diagram for your search process that all of us do. So we search, we enter search terms or keywords, we search and evaluate results. An activity diagram can be used to model any task. So if I ask you, Kelvin, how you make dinner after you leave the class, you can use activity diagram to describe your dinner making process. Specifically in this class, we use it to describe the steps required to complete a use case. But also, I may ask you to do activity diagrams to show the steps that are required to make something work in terms of front end, back end, database, all those things that are happening behind the scenes in front of you, to have a specific work done. So when we say activity diagram, the scope of the work that we are modeling using activity diagram may differ from one task to another. In this class, again, we use it for different reasons. You're going to use it to implement or show the steps required to implement use cases of the Wolfram case. But also you're gonna use it to understand a little bit more about Google IoT platform. So that one gives you a little bit more complication that may help you appreciate this visual tool a little bit better. So this is a simple process for searching, and we are all familiar with it. Easy to understand and make correspondence. This is the start node. These are the different steps. This is the ending node. This is more like something that you will be created in your lab 2, lab 3. So you have your swim lanes, or some call it partitions. These are the vertical components. Do you see the vertical sections on this diagram? We call them swim lanes. They show different entities or different modules that would help run things for you. Let's say this is a database. Yes, let's say this is a service you're calling. So all those will have a swim lane or a partition. In this case, they're talking about planning production. So they have a salesperson, engineering, purchasing, production, and scheduling. What are these swim lanes for you when you look at the Google IoT platform? They're completely different, but you will have them. So you start with as the salesperson accepting the order, sending the order, the engineering makes a specification. There is a bar here. We call it a synchronization bar. Some platforms, they call it a fork. You fork, you go to do 2 different entities. One of them programs computer, one of them buys material, bring them back together. We use synchronization bar, or some platforms call it merge. And then you schedule production, you end the process. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different entities involved, and 5 different activities. 1 piece of data is being transferred. So when you think about your lab 3, when you get home and you start exploring Google platform for IoT applications, you're gonna read and make these swim lanes and go back and forth, make some choices, because sometimes you have more than one choice. You can do different tools. So make some choices and try to logically describe the process when it starts from your IoT device, which is Arduino, for you will be Arduino, ends on the application, showing some information to the user that's tracking the device. So many things in between, but you have all the resources you need to discover those resources. So if it's your first time exploring IoT platforms, it will be really nice. If you have done it on other platforms, I'll let you stay with other platforms. So Google is just a suggestion. You can stay with AWS or IBM platform if you wish. So some symbols, as you see, activities, we have a start and ending point. We have a fork and merge, or synchronization bar, split and join, depending on the tool you're using for modeling. These will be called different things. You have the decision node, and you have other ways of showing decisions. So I'm going to ask you to try to draw an activity diagram for this, okay? Go to Gen My Model. Go to Gen My Model. I'm going to go with you, and then I'm going to come back to this description so you have it in front of you. So go ahead, open your Gen My Model. So I have some examples of activity diagrams to show you, but I'm also like you, I'm going to create one of these. So I'm going to go back to my project, file, new diagram. Go ahead, pick an activity diagram. And then when you find an activity diagram, go ahead, drag and drop partitions. Those are the swim lanes that we call them. So I'm gonna call the first swim lane employee. And then you have other swim lanes, but I'm not gonna show them to you here. I'll let you read the description and try to model this yourself. And then you're gonna drag and drop your initial node that has no description. Then you're gonna control and I thought I can do that first, but can't. So do your actions or activities. Let's say submit purchase request is the first activity in the scenario I'm showing you. So this is the employee who sends the request, and then something happens after it. Everybody's with me. Eric, do you have this on? Do you have an activity diagram in front of you?
So I'm now opening.
You're opening?
Yes, it's still loading.
Okay. I'll give you a few minutes. Pranav, you have an activity diagram in front of you?
Ma'am, how to get this employee column?
Yes, I do.
Which
In
one?
the column which you have created, na employee
We call
party.
Partition.
it the partition at the bottom.
Okay, yeah, got it.
We call it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Kelvin, do you have it?
Professor, I'm struggling to get the use case diagram. It's taking me to the UML.
Sure. Then you would want to create a new diagram, and that would be an activity diagram. And then you would do your activity diagram here. Let's, Kingy, do you have it?
Yeah, I'm trying to do it.
Okay, try to load it. Manasa, do you have it?
Yes.
Anissa, do you have it?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Lance, how about you?
Yes, I have it.
Aisha, you?
Yes, Professor, I have it.
Daniel?
Yeah, and I've got the initial note in. What was the second one you clicked on?
Action.
The action. Okay.
Matthew, you?
I kind of do, but I can't seem to find the right project format. I only can see flowchart, not an activity diagram option.
Did you file a new diagram, activity diagram? Did you?
When I do that, it just creates a new tab. It doesn't allow me to specify the type of diagram.
Oh, can I share your screen?
Sure.
Maybe it's
creating. File, new diagram. It just opens up a new tab.
Oh, so here it doesn't let
chart.
Where are you? Did you start with a UML? Did you start with a UML?
I started with flowchart. Was I supposed to do UML?
Yes, just from now on, just stay with UML.
Okay.
Exactly. Just put it for 32. No, in general, because we're going to do more diagrams on the same project. So keep it general, the name. Keep it like 432 project, something like that. Up there, yes. Because we're going to keep the same project for all other diagrams. And I don't think it allows you to have a space. I don't think so. So go ahead, do that. Then how did you do your class diagram last time? Did you show me your class diagram?
Yes, I did.
So you create a new project every time?
Let's see.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, you had. No, you had that. Go.
Yeah,
go.
I had a separate one called.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead to one of those. Yeah, you have them. Just keep one. Keep one as working. So open in editor. And then create your diagram here. I think they're UML, both of them.
Okay.
Who else has issues? No? So go ahead. I'm going to show you the scenario. So you start working on it. And then we're going to look at your designs. Do you see the scenario? Did I show you the scenario? Or no? Do you see it?
Yeah, we can see. Yeah.
Okay,
Yes, we can see it.
Perfect. I'm gonna do the same with you. So do you want me to make the big size bigger? Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should make this bigger. And yeah. So okay, so I can purchase it.
Professor, can't we write inside the decision box?
No, for this platform, this is how you do it. It changes from platform or the tool you're using. Let me show you here. So you put the decision and then add the decision node, yes or no.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
So the decision itself is action, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay.
And then decision node comes after.
Professor, can you repeat what you just said regarding the decision box?
Put the condition and then you put the decision node after.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, this is what I have. Oh, my boxes are overlapping. Let me push this partition back here. I have the employee, purchasing department, and the vendor. Just pushing it a little bit down. Then the employee starts with submitting a purchase request. The purchasing department processes, checks the price. If the price is below 1,500, writes the purchase request, submit it, and send confirmation to employee. But if not, prepares request for bids, send to vendors, vendors processes, submit bids. The purchasing department selects the bid and comes back writing purchasing order, submitting purchase order, and sending confirmation. This is one way of showing it. It's not the only way. So I want you to show me what you have, at least 2 or 3 of you. Let's see who hasn't talked so much recently. Churchill, go ahead, share what you have.
I was actually drawing it on the paper because the model keeps logging me on and off. I was drawing it on the paper, but I had totally different thing compared to what you've done.
Okay, show
I
me.
think it's off.
Yeah. I want to see it. I don't think I've seen your work so far. Have you ever shown me any work during class?
Yeah. The last time I sent it via email for you.
Yeah, I need to see it now. I need to see.
So nice.
Go ahead, share your screen. We'll look at it together. We'll see what you have. Help you.
I think I need help because what I was drawing is not compared to what you've done.
That's okay. Let's see what you have.
I don't know whether you'll be able to see it, but
is it on paper or is it on jet?
Yeah, on the paper. I couldn't do it on the jet.
Because your internet is cutting?
Yeah, it keeps going on now.
So show me on paper again.
It's not nice. I just started drawing it.
Okay, so it's the beginning. So you just want to practice doing that. So is your internet always like this, or is it an exception that today is not working?
I'm not in the US. I'm in Africa. So sometimes the network goes on and off.
Oh, so you're still outside?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because of the. Yeah.
Are you planning to come back?
I'm still working on the visa, so it's not sorted yet.
Sure. So, okay, I understand. So try to do it when internet is good, or are there places you can go and make it work?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm actually changing my internet connectivity over the weekend. So
okay, sure. Then we'll see your diagrams in the future sessions. Kingi, go ahead. You show me your diagram.
Still work on it.
So good start, really good start. So you have that, you don't have the decision node yet, but you're gonna add the decision node. Do you know how to use the decision node?
I'm not sure.
So let me see if somebody can show you, but good start. Let's see, Lance, do you have it? Can you show us how you use decision node?
Yeah, I'm not completely finished, but I did use the node. One moment. Where? All right, this is what I have so far.
Perfect. How the decision node works.
I'm guessing you're supposed to have like one control flow arrow going to one decision and then another one to the other decision. So this would be if it's less than 1,500. And then I didn't do the other one yet. I was still working on that, but that's if it's greater than.
So that's one way of modeling, and there is nothing wrong with that. But the way they have it in GenMy model, I believe it's the opposite. Decision condition should come first. What you just described to have the decision after the node, it's okay. But because true or false, they have the true or false here, so you should know the condition before. So put the condition in an activity and then have a decision node. And usually they have true or false. You can say yes or no, or just keep it as true or false. So, and there are many different ways of showing decisions. What you described is one way of doing that, but I feel like the preferred method on GenMy model is this one.
Okay.
And it changes from tool to tool. So Chingy, you put the decision or the condition here, and then you connect it to a decision node, and then you can get multiple things out of the decision node.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
So if you, will there ever be like a situation where you have an activity diagram where you have like more than two decisions?
More than, yeah, then you do it in two decision nodes, one after the other.
Okay.
Good question. Let's go to Eric. What do you have? Eric?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Okay. I'm not done yet.
Now don't show me what you have.
Okay. So, yeah, sure.
Perfect. So you have one-sided, done, sent to vendor, sent purchase report.
This one that.
But it ends at the purchasing department. You can end it there, make things simpler. So I feel like everyone has tried. Matt, did you get to do something on your model?
Yeah, I can show it if you want.
Yeah, go ahead, show me quickly. So you have almost completed. Perfect. So I think everybody has tried to the synchronization or merge, fulfill the order, notify employee. So fulfill, notify. Yeah, okay, you've added a little bit of extra feature. Good job. So everybody, it seems that they have tried. I'm gonna show you my version one more time, and then the version that's, this is my version. It's not the only way. This is one way of doing this. And then I'm gonna show you the one that came with the example. So you can see that too. So this is even simpler. So they've made it even simpler. So this is one way. And when I send you out on the quest to understand how IoT works on Google platform, you may come up with different versions, and that's completely okay. And I actually like that, because then I know that you've done the work yourself. So let's go to your lab 3. Go ahead, download the lab 3 document. Let's see if it's linked on your, let me see if the link is there for you, or you have to go to assignment tab. I think I put the link. And download the lab document, lab guide document. Make sure I put your lab 1 here too. So let me double check if you see it. It should be on your main page, or if you don't see it here, lab 3 activity diagrams due on Sunday at midnight. If you don't see it yet, you can go to the assignment tab and it should be there. And download the requirements work document and start thinking about the questions I've asked you. If you want to finish this example that I showed you on the screen, feel free to finish this work and then move on to lab 3. If you're done with this work, start working on lab 3. And I want to see some more work that you're creating. So whoever hasn't shown me their work yet, expect me to call your names. So let's see. Let me open the document too. Are you able to see the document? Those of you who are on lab 3.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're gonna start. Perfect. You're gonna start by creating a simple activity diagram for one of the Wolfram Alpha use cases that you identified last time. So do that work. Just practice using the symbols one more time, showing me your work, and then I want you to go work on your prelude to the course project. So I have shared some material with you. That's going to be a little bit more work, probably at least 3 hours. And I want you to come up with your best description of end-to-end feature delivery using Google Cloud Services. So for now, start with Wolfram Alpha. If you are done with the example we did in class, if not, finish this example and then go to that. There is no rush. And then in about 4 minutes, I'll start asking you to share me what you're working on. Then I'm gonna work on a new activity diagram as well. Have something to share with me. Either the example that we just did together, you finished that, or a use case described from your last session.
Professor, I would like to know how partitions are done. Customers, the 3 partitions. I drew mine without the partitions.
Different entities or modules that play a role in completing that feature. So if you think about the scenario I gave you, there were 3 different entities: the employee, the purchasing department, and the vendor. When you go to Wolfram Alpha example, it's just user and the Wolfram Alpha portal. So maybe only 2 swim lanes, unless you discover some other features that brings in another entity. So for that one, seems that currently you have only 2 swim lanes. When you go to the example on the cloud platform, you may have more than 3. So there are so many swim lanes that come to the plane. One is for the service provider, one is for the database, one is for Google, one is for the device itself. So there is no magic other than you understand how the process works and try to describe it. So I can't tell you ahead of time how many swim lanes you need.
Okay, and how is the partition drawn in GenMy model when using the GenMy model? Yeah.
Share me your screen. Share me.
Mine was not very good, but let me share.
That's okay.
That was my version.
Here, I'm gonna show you this. Let me get control and I'll show you how to do that. So this is action. What is this? This is an activity diagram. Where is your partition? Here, this is swim lane. So put the swim lane Around what area? Let's see, which one do you want? Which one? This is employee. Employee. Yeah. So then the employee, the vendor also, there will be another partition. Let's do purchasing. A little lower. And then you have the vendor. So you have to make sure with the steps, they are consistent what you see in the scenario.
Okay.
So you have vendors. So purchases, you would want to call them. So I'm going to just delete some of these. Did I delete? So I'm going to delete that one too, because that's going on. This is the end or beginning.
Okay.
This is the end. So I'm going to delete that. And then I'm going to move this. Oh no, I moved something else. Okay, no. So I'm going to put, no, this one. Seems that I can't. No. So maybe I should move that first. So that's the first thing. That's submit purchase request. Submit purchase request. And then you always want to start with the initial node. And then that's your start.
Okay.
Now you don't need caseworker, delete. This is the end node. You just need one of them. Oh no. This is going, so I have to move this. Okay, perfect. Now I can delete that. And then I add another partition. No.
That's the caseworker.
That's the vendor. No, the caseworker is in the purchasing department. So
Okay.
the caseworker is here. So you have the partitions. You asked good questions. Let me show you the scenario again while everyone else is working on their. Let me show you that scenario again. And then you start doing the modeling. Let me make that scenario big enough. Let me,
Professor,
yes.
I have a question. How do we? I wasn't here for Monday's class, so how do I access the Wolfram Alpha use cases?
Oh, we just came up with them. I'll show you a diagram. Let me do this thing first. And then I'll show you a diagram. We drew a diagram together. Why did you miss class?
My sister goes to U High, so she usually comes out at 4, but she had a meeting with her teacher and she didn't tell me.
Okay, let me show this one first. And then we'll come to answer your question. For somehow the formatting is not the way I want to see. So go to Wolfram Alpha, Google Wolfram Alpha. I think that's easier if you do that.
Yeah, I've used it before.
So just pick a use case and model that, and I'll show you the diagram in a second, okay? No, cancel. And I'll show you what we have. So And was it Eric or Kelvin who asked me this?
Kelvin.
Do you want to take a picture of the screen and have it for you?
Yeah, let me use my snipping tool to screenshot so that you can continue with other students. Okay, thank you. I've taken the screenshot.
Perfect, thank you. Work on that, I'll see it again.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm gonna show Lance what we had last time. Let me find it too. This is, so here. Sharing my browser. So basically we just came up with a list of use cases for Wolfram Alpha. And I have to find the diagram we made. Did we save it? Yeah, we should save it. But you can come in here. Yep. These are. How do I see that? Why is it not showing me diagrams? Oh, here. Or no, here. This one. So these are some of the ones that we listed last time, Lance. But pick anything else that you want.
Okay.
These are the ones that your classmates explored. So I like to see some activity diagrams. Who has some activity diagrams they can show me? I feel better that. So Daniel, did you show me an activity diagram before? No?
No.
Show me now. So input a question, evaluate question, display necessary input. Oh, display options that you have. Input data, calculate, display answer. I like it. So some of the question they give you options to choose from. And
yeah, so I asked, let's see, how many calories to burn to lose 1 pound. So then it comes back and then asks, well, put in male, how your stuff, and then it comes back with the calculation.
Well, let us see the result.
Oh, I don't.
Scroll down. That's a question. I didn't know I can ask that. So how many
calories to burn? So like when I'm on the treadmill, when I'm done, it says, oh, you burned 86 calories today.
So what's the answer? What is the answer they give you? 100. So.
Well, I haven't got the answer yet. Let's see. It says how many calories I should be having, how many calories a person needs to eat per day.
Interesting. It gives you some comparison of intake versus weight trend. Yes, it does some work.
It does. Yeah, I was gonna say I was working on the activity and hadn't gone through the answers here.
Yeah, good activity diagram. So Daniel, you're ready to move on to the link and the video and do your bigger activity diagram. Good job. Who is ready with the simple version? Shivani, have I seen your activity diagram yet?
No, ma'am. I have just completed the one which was in the question, and now I have just started with the wolf frame.
Okay, do your Wolfram. We still have time.
Okay, so
have you shown me anything yet? I think Pranav has shown me. Pranavi, have you shown me anything today?
No, Professor, but I can show you the activity diagram we did before.
Go ahead. I think the visa and then
yeah. This is the activity diagram.
So this one is complete. Now you're working on the Wolfram, the simple version.
Yeah, I am working on the Wolfram activity diagram now.
Perfect.
Probably
you have to go back and forth with the feature that you explored last time to show the steps better. So good job. Who has something to show me I haven't seen yet? If I haven't seen any activity diagram by you, I have to see it. Anita, have I seen anything?
No, ma'am, I'm showing you what I've done.
Go ahead, show me.
So this is the Wolfram case, what I've done, use case, and the activity diagram for this, ma'am.
Select subtopic, search information, member. What is member?
So that's he's a sign in or not, whether he's a I mean, whether he has signed with the website or not. This is a decision, and if that signed member is a pro, this I couldn't decide whether it. So if it is a pro, he gets the solutions and everything. If not, he's just a normal. He's not a normal member. Also, he just explore more of the information and just initiate the. I mean, end the transaction. I mean, end all his searches.
Good job. See, for me to understand that, let's say a member question mark. So that so
in this question mark or in the decision?
No, up there in say. Yeah. Good member, perfect. Really good job. So I seen Shivani's. I see Kavita. Have I seen anything done by you today?
No, I'll show it now, ma'am. Yeah, I'll just share my screen.
If I haven't seen anything done by you.
So yeah, that's my activity diagram.
Can I?
Sorry, just give me a minute. Sorry. Yeah, this was for the employee purchase department.
Sure.
So yeah, I've written the use case like this.
You're working on the Wolfram?
I'm done with this. Yeah. So I've made a decision box and wrote a purchase order.
Perfect.
And regarding this Wolfman, this thing. So I was working on food and nutrition. So where I was actually working on it.
Yeah, label that nutrition subsystem. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's more
right.
So the action is something, and then analyze. Okay, I'll see. Perfect. Good job. Who is working on something today? I haven't seen. Aisha, have I seen your work?
No, Professor. I was just working on the question that you gave. I have just started the Wolfram Alpha. I can just share it.
Show me.
Okay. Professor, this is some I have been working on, and I have just started the Wolfram Alpha. And
the Wolfram Alpha, what's happening there?
I mean, I haven't started yet. I was just working on that. I'll just show it to you after it's done.
Perfect. So I'm gonna ask Daniel. Daniel, show your activity diagram again. So the one for Wolfram Alpha, because we don't know inside the system is a black box for us. It must be simple. So keep it simple for that one. Why? Because we don't know the modules inside. So keep it as simple, comparable to what Daniel has, okay? But when you go to the extra work, that one requires some details. So keep this one simple, use it as a practice, and then move on to the next activity. Pranav, do you want to show me something? You said you're back on your system. And then I'm going to ask Eric if he has shown me something. Anybody who hasn't shown me any work, I need to see their work.
Professor, I didn't show you.
Manasa, I'm going to go to you after I see. Okay, things are flying here for you, Pranavi. You're working on them. It has to go from one activity to another. Yes. So you're working good. You're back on. Work on this. Move to Wolfram and then move to Google. Good job. You have been caught up. Good job. Manasa, go ahead. Show me what you have.
I'm a little behind, but I'll.
That's good. What you have is good. So you've tried. It's good. So you have this one. Are you gonna work on Wolfram use cases?
Yeah, I have to work. I just finished this. Actually, I was confused with this yes or no. I didn't get those for a long time, so I just finished this.
Perfect. Good job. Good job. This is good. So go to your lab 3. Who hasn't shown me? Eric, have you shown me any work yet?
Yes, Professor, I showed you, but I'm not done yet.
Okay.
Let
Show me
me
again. Show me again.
let me share what I have. I'm still working on this one.
That's okay. Oh, you're the screenshot. We just did the screenshot. Good job.
I need
So
to connect. I need to connect this to that, but it's not working. I don't know why.
you want to connect what to what?
From this node, the decision node to the where there is a no as price is greater than 1,500.
Sure. Let me get control. So you want to have the decision node. You know what? There are different ways of
Yes.
that. What you're doing is not wrong. So it's just a matter of style. Of what you have is okay too. So you want to remove that one. Okay.
Yes.
And did I click?
I don't know why it's happening that way. It's not working.
Delete is not working.
Yes, I think it worked.
Then control. It's a little bit slow. So go from control from this one to this one. For me, it's a slow.
Yes.
See, I did it.
It turns the opposite way.
Yeah, just fix that because it's a little bit slow when I do remote control. Go ahead, fix that. I'll watch you.
Okay.
Delete this one, add it again. Churchill still without internet, but you're gonna work on it, yes, between now and Sunday. Good. Lance has showed me something.
I have something I can show again if.
Go ahead, show me again.
This is for problem generator and Wolfram Alpha.
Perfect. Good job. Next one. Do you have the Wolfram? Are you working on it?
Oh, this is the Wolfram one. The other one I did the.
Oh, so then you have to open it again. It was too small for me to see actually. Oh, so okay, I have to pay. Can you zoom in a little bit?
Sure.
Or maybe I have to change my screen. Okay. Oh, now I see it. Request math problem. Display math subjects. Subject. Select subject. Display difficulty. Oh, real? Is that the use case you were playing with? The creating math problem. Select display problem. Solve problem. Is answer correct? Display incorrect. Nice. Very nice. Very nicely done. Good job. So this was a little bit more complicated, the use case that math has picked. That would create a math problem. And then you would solve, and it tells you if you solved it correctly or not. Really good job. Nicely done. So anybody else has done anything with their Wolfram Alpha case, use case? So you have a lot to do, okay, between now and Sunday. But I think you find it fun. And we're gonna come back on Monday, talk about use case description. We're gonna look at your activity diagrams, and then we are going to talk a little bit about the architecture that you're gonna be playing with for your project. So still analysis, some of your work, some additional concepts will be introduced to you, and then a little bit examination of the platform that we'll be using for the project. I let you go and work on your lab 3. If you have any questions, I'm here. Otherwise, I hope you have a great weekend. I'll be in my office hours 2 to 3 p.m. tomorrow if you wanted to show up. And if you had any issues, you felt like you needed to see me outside those hours, let me know. Okay? Take care. Bye. Bye, everyone.
Have a
Thank
good
you.
evening.
Thank you.
Take
Thank
care.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye.
Professor.
You're welcome.